everybody, welcome back to the agency. I'm Wandering Kid. So, I've had to crash this game out 4 times, and I'll show you why. It's because of a bunch of little things that keep going wrong. Some of it's bugs, some of it's mistakes, but let's start with mistakes. Here on my little toe, which was supposed to drop off the mushroom drones, I don't have any power generation. So it has 1.0 worth of charge, and then it dies. That's it. That's its entire charge. So we're going to control from there, and we're going to get rid of this puppy. Come on. Come on. There we go. Decouple the node. Let's make sure we're on it. And we're just going to send this guy RCS. No. All right. Okay, that's not good. Hang on a second here. Let me shut that off while we spin around. Come on. Let's turn you on. Come on, control from there. There we go. And the idea is just to get the periapsis into a crashing scenario. So, it's got almost no reaction wheels on it. We'll turn on RCS, turn on CS. There we go, -27. That's it. That's all I need out of that. See ya. Alright, the next problem up is one of my hawks. These bracers are causing me all sorts of havoc and hassle. Let me get its monoprop turned on, and I'll show you what I mean. Now, I think I'm fully powered back up. Well, we're getting there. This thing does have generators on it, so it's not like it's too low on power. The problem is all these probe cores are just soaking so much juice out of it that they can't really keep up. Or at least they're having a hard time. But that's a different problem. So, if we disconnect the first hawk, we'll disconnect the node. Let me switch over to it. Oh, not that one. There we go. Okay, come on. Look, I just want to... There we go. Sheesh. Alright, let's turn RCS on. Oh, the other way. Let's get away from the ship a bit. Now, if you look down here, you'll notice there's a little strut there. There's another one here. And there's 2 down here in the bottom left of your screen. Now, let me turn off RCS. Now watch what happens. Let me control from here. Watch what happens when I spin it. They're still with it. These things are actually bumping off things. So when I went to originally bring this in and try and pick up some probes, these things got in the way and created all sorts of havoc and hassle. So we've got a problem there as well. We're going to send this particular probe off chasing a satellite orbit. Let's see here. That node will burn here shortly, and then once we're out there, we'll adjust our orbit. I'm going the wrong direction. Whoops. If you'll notice, both of these are counterclockwise orbits. That's no good for me. Not for my current setup. Alright, cancel that. That's a lot of delta V to inverse. I'm gonna have to think about that one. Alright, you know what? Let's hook him back up for a second, because I'm not liking this. Alright, well, we relinked the Hawk 1. And as you can see, its struts are still kind of attached up there. Let's release Hawk 2. And I'm hoping Hawk 2 doesn't have the same problem with the struts, because I'd like it to go over here and grab my mushroom drone so we can get those detached and out of here. So let me see what we can do with this. Let me shut out the alignment port. Alright. I didn't turn on its RC. I didn't turn its monoprops back on. Oops. Let's get that taken care of. Alright. RCS. Oh, this way. There we go. Nope, I think this one might be alright. We might be okay. Ah, I got one. Look at this. This thing's coming with me. I'm gonna have to find something to knock these off on. And hopefully I won't tear the ships apart when I do. Oh, what a bother. I mean, really, what am I supposed to do with this thing? Check this out. I mean, if I smack it off the ship, I actually move around. It's considered a hard point on the ship. I'm wondering if I can figure out what strut these are in the persistence file and remove them. I think I'm going to do that because this is obviously a bug. This is a problem. This is causing me all sorts of havoc. Let me see if I can do that. So here we are, 5 real-life days later, a lot of research and a lot of poking around in persistence files to figure out how to get rid of the problem. It's not something you ever want to do if you can ever help it. It's incredibly annoying. However, the Hawk 1 is finally got itself cleaned up. What we're going to do here is we're going to refill its mono tanks. Get everybody refueled up there. I've gone through and I've removed the random struts from both the Hawk 1 and the Hawk 2. It was very time consuming and incredibly annoying. So here we go. Hawk 1 is detached. Let's turn on its RCS, turn on its SAS. Let's get it away from the vehicle. And as you'll notice, I have no bits and pieces hanging off the machine anymore. How joyful. Alright, so let's go grab our mushroom drones. So we're going to target that. And there we go. All right, we've gotten our mushroom drone 1 hooked up. Even though it's not our tow truck, we can live with it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to undock the entire bracer that's holding our mushroom drones on. So we'll decouple that. And did this side not couple up? There we go. There we go. All right, now, let's pull away from the ship a bit. Come on. Where the heck am I controlling from? Let's try this again. Let's control from here. Not quite sure where we have spin. Let's turn on SAS. There we go. All right. Now we have to get our mushroom drones figured out and lined up. Let me take a quick look at my alarm clock. I've got the TES-2E coming into SOI on Ike in about 2 minutes. I don't want to have a burn for another 21 minutes though, so we're good there. Yes, SOI chain should be fine without me. And we'll just go make sure we check on it here soonish. So in the meanwhile, we're going to turn on our RCS here. We're going to... nope. Let's go this way. Now, my center of mass in this vehicle is not in its happy place. Just something to keep in mind. Now, I want to kind of keep myself aimed retrograde this way. No, that way. Slow things down. I don't really feel the need to cruise too far away from the sword right now. Alright, so we're gonna get behind the sword here a bit. Just adjust our orbit slightly. There we go. Alright, now, we're going to add in a new group, and we're going to fire one of these off. So we're going to grab this guy. So his these are his rockets. And that is his separator. So when we stage, we'll fire this guy off and we'll just hang out with him. Are we clear? Yep, we're good. Alright, let's send down the first altitude check drone. Fire in the hole. Eh, spun the heck out of that. Alright, so let's take a look at the trajectory it ends up with. I get, what do you want to say that is? About 1/8 of a revolution? Yeah, something like that. Alright, so we're just going to hang on to this guy and we're going to head in with him. Well, actually, he's going to take a bit. Alright, let's go watch the Ike change SOIs and we'll come back to this. So make sure everything's lined up proper. Close that out. Map. Okay, we're in SOI. Our maneuver still looks solid. Bring us into 55-53. Let's get ourselves lined up for that. That maneuver is in 19 minutes 52 seconds. Our alarm is 18 minutes 52. We're good. All right. So we're going to switch back to our other ship. Oh, nope. Switch to the sword. That'll be easier. Wow, the Hawk really got thrown around. This thing got spun pretty heavily. I mean, it did almost 270 degrees and it got blown way back from the sword. Yeah, we're looking like we're okay on our apoapsis here, but I'm going to settle it out a bit. We're going to get ourselves turned and turn our CS off for a second. That thing really flung it. That's pretty impressive. All right, that way, and now we'll bring our apoapsis down a hair. There we go. So we're not floating too far off. Okay, not close enough to switch to the probe core, which should be this guy. Yep, there we go. And just before we hit atmosphere, how do you like that? Now, we should have plenty of power to hang on to this for a while until we have to actually pop the chute. So let's get ourselves warped up. We hit Atmo at 42. Yeah, there we go. Now, I also picked up a mission to do some nose cone sensor readings inside Duna's atmosphere, because I figured it'd be fun to go play with the Hawks in there. So we're going to try out some of them, depending on how well the Hawks actually work. I did some trial runs while I was screwing around with them in a different build, trying to figure out how to deal with getting rid of those struts that were hanging off into nowhere. So I did play with that for a while. And looks like this is going to be a crappy probe drop. Seeing some mountains out this way, which it's heading towards. We take a look. Yeah, it looks like I'm landing on a rise up here. Probably end up landing in the 3 to 4K range. I'm trying to hopefully find something in the 1 to 2K range, but we'll see. We've still got tons of speed going. Won't really start braking until we hit about 11K. So we're just kind of going to ride this in. As you can see, we're dropping like a brick up here. Now this is the old 0.90 still, guys. So it's still the old aerodynamics where it's going to turn into a soup. And terminal velocity is going to become incredibly important here. Well, we're starting to hit some atmo. You'll notice... I'll turn up SAS there. You'll notice the drag is starting to pull me into the right direction here for my chute. But one of the nice things about this is it should give me a rough idea how high the ground over this way may be, but we'll see. Those are still pretty far out. All right, let's pop our chute. Wow, that gave me some really good braking. Well, now this is going to take a minute, so magic of editing time. And voila! Via the magic of editing, we are now 130 meters off the surface, coming in at 6.9 meters per second. Looks like we're landing up in the 5,500 range. I have a feeling that this is going to be a suicide landing for our probe. Let us see. Oh, survived. What do you know? So, let's rename the vessel. Altitude check. What are we at? 5575. Alright, you'll run out of juice eventually, but that's okay. Let's head over this way. Well, we know that's not a place we want to land. Where is the hawk? I don't see the hawk anymore. Where'd you go? Let me see, can we switch to it? Oh, there you are. Oh, you got yourself way floated out there. Alright, now. I do have some temperature checks that are going to be happening over this way. And now we know it was about a quarter out, right? So, if I pop it about there, probably. So in 16 minutes. So let's add in a raw time alarm. Actually, now that I think about it, there's something I want to check on the Hawk 1. That is a lot of probe that's attached to it. I want to make sure it's not draining faster than the solar panels are able to handle. Looks like our electric charge is solid at 1400. Okay, we're good. Just wanted to double check that. But while we're in here, okay, we don't care about you. We'll stick you back up here. Add in a new one. And let's see, this probe is, let's see, those two. And that separator. So this is all ready to fire off and we need to come back to it. Alright, so here is the TES-2E Ike. And again, for those who don't remember from last episode, I have two satellites up here. They're going to be science satellites put into polar orbit, high and low orbit. They're also refuel satellites for the TES-2E. Once we pull into orbit, we've got, looks like we've got about 1700 delta V left in this stage. I'm not sure how I want to deal with that yet. That's a lot of material to leave hanging out. I mean, I can always blow it up, but I'm not sure I want to do that yet. Let's get ourselves into orbit. That's going to cost me 600 of the delta V just pulling into orbit. So there's a decent chunk we're about to use just pulling in. And this is because I did no aero braking or controls. We're actually on an exit orbit pattern from Duna right now. And all I did was just aim us towards Ike. So a lot of this burn is actually an entry burn into Duna orbit. So let's get ourselves into position. Hello, Ike. How are you? You don't look like much from up here. Close the alarm. Let's see. Burn is 40 seconds, so at 20 seconds we start our burn. Here, hold on the maneuver for me for a minute. Now, one of the nice things about 1.0 that's come up is this maneuver node actually shuts off when you get close to 0 time, which is really handy. All right, we're about right on target there. It'll work nicely. All right, let's start with a few basics. Let's bring in all our solar panels. Oh, that's right. You actually have action groups. Aha! You don't need backspace on you. All right, this is going to take a little doing. What we're going to do is we're going to detach the TES-2E. And it's got plenty of power to just hang out for a minute. We'll let you get clear. Now, let's rename you. No, not port. It should be in there. You know what? I'll fight with you later. Alright, let's detach this. No, come on. Okay, this one. What? Oh, I'm on the wrong ship. There we go. We will detach this satellite. You get a rename. You're almost out of charge. Oof, that was close. Oh no, okay, that was just the Octo that almost ran out of charge. Ike High Orbit Science Refueler. We'll call you a station. And off you go. Alright, now, we're gonna turn on your RCS. We're going to control from up here. There we go. We're gonna go that way a bit and just get it the heck out of the way. And we'll come back to you. Now, for the TES-2E Ike, power's looking good. Turn on RCS. Set that as target. Control from there. We're going to redock it and use the chemical boosters a little bit more. So, show high docking port. There we go. My RCS doesn't seem to be functioning. Why not? Oh, right, because you don't have RCS. That does. All right, hang on. Switch over. No, not this one. This one. There we go. All right, control from here. Open your ports. Set that as target. There we go. RCS on. We need to go this way and this way. Come on. There we go. It's a bit heavy to carry all this around, but we should be able to get there. Then what we'll do is bring this down into a nice low orbit. Let's say 20K. All right, there we go. We've got the TES-2E and its refueler hooked back up. Let's take a look at how we're looking here. All right, the next step is we want to bring this down to, let's say, a 20K apoapsis. Turn off RCS, we don't need that right now. There we go. We'll set up a new maneuver over here. And now we need to switch over to the Hawk. There's the Hawk. Aimed in the wrong direction, but one thing at a time. Yeah, that seems about roughly right. We'll get a decent read on what's going on over there. Let's swing ourselves around. I'll turn off RCS there for a second. Okay. Fire in the hole. Oh! God, that's not what was supposed to happen. Well, let's grab one of them. Whoops! Not what I meant to do. I fired off one shoots for the giggles of it. I don't think it'll last. Whoops. Somehow or another, the stage decided to fire off the next stage up. Might have something to do with the way I had to hack the files at one point, but I don't think so. I didn't play with any of the staging pieces. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do there. That was certainly unintentional. At this point, well, we've got a cluster of crap hitting the ground. Whoops. Not my finest moment, that. No, not at all. Whoopsies. Alright, well, this will take a minute. We'll see how this lands. So the last of the probes that we're able to try and land, coming in now. We completely missed our target. Utterly and completely. But I have a feeling I'll be able to judge that from this, and it looks like it's about a 5K rise anyway. It looks like the average height here on Duna is going to be between 45 and 5,500, except for a couple of very particular low-level canyons and canals and stuff like that. There's not a lot of sea level to work with. Don't delete. Close the alarm. I've got to land this for it to matter. We'll be landing here shortly. I popped the chute really late on this one just to see if it made a difference, and it doesn't. We get down to our landing velocity pretty quick down here in low atmo with the larger chutes. So there's no reason to ride one way up high and just force it to drag in too heavily. We seem to do pretty well all right. So at this point, we're just waiting for it to get down. And you can turn off SAS. There's no reason for that. I don't believe I fired off 5 of them at once. What? Alright, it's landed at 51.8. Or 5,100. Well, just shy of 5,200. Rename vessel. Alright. Let me go check on the Hawk's orbit real fast, because that was a lot of pressure that fired off of it. Yeah, it's all over the place. Okay, we're going to have to deal with that. Yeah, we're going to let it come around and then we'll adjust here at the periapsis. You know what? We've got to fire off another probe anyway, so let me cancel this. Alright, you know what? We're just going to dump this. I'll get you turned. Let's see. Is there anything interesting to hit down this way? Not really, not yet. Yeah, I'm not sure that these probes were really useful. It's... the majority of it's going to be 52 to 5,500. Canyons are going to be pretty obvious, and they're going to get down to 2 grand. So, yeah, let's just dump this thing. See ya. Okay, really? Hang on. We'll do this manually. Decouple. See ya, Chuckles. Alright, and you need to chill out. Alright. Start with some basics here. Let's control from the front. Let's get rid of this thing. Let's get away from it a little bit. Alright, I'm lowering my periapsis more than my apoapsis. Yeah, I'm right in between, that's the problem. Alright, so... what do I want to do with you? I want to send you off looking for a satellite. I'm going this way. Wait, I'm going this way. These are going this way. Oh, are you kidding me? Well, you're not funny. Alright. So let's set up a maneuver node to head out there, and then we'll reverse course. This looks about right. Add a maneuver here. So 303 to get out there, and once I'm out there, I'll flip my orbit over. What else do I need to do? Now, I'm not sure those other probes, I'm not sure I care about them for sending them into Duna. But I'd like to get them off the sword. Yeah, let's switch to the sword. Just because the part count on the sword is so high, it's just miserable. Well, we don't need this bay open anymore. Well, I could disconnect the Hawk too, grab these, and just drop them off somewhere, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. Well, I've got that coming up in 2 minutes. I don't know if I can maneuver that quickly. I'm good, but I'm not that good. Yeah, we'll just hang on for a minute. We'll let this deal with it, and we'll get rid of these probes here eventually. What's my part count on the ship right now? Total part count is still 184. I'd really like to get that down to 120 or so. It's just too dang many. Alright, so let's head over to the ship. The Hawk has about 1,500 Delta V in it, which should be more than enough to go out, hit a satellite contract or two, and then re-rendezvous with the Sword for a refuel. So let's get this sped up. Ooh, I'm a little unbalanced on those engines. They're not straight through center of mass. Alright, that should get me roughly out to where I needed to be. Yep, there we go. I'm a little... Well, you know what? It'll work. Not too bad. 310 meters per second to completely reverse. Kind of a dangerous orbit. We're playing with Ike pretty heavily there. I end up with an Ike encounter on the far side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set the orbit up. And we're going to come in, we're going to figure out our orbit here. I'm going to get it semi-right. I'm going to kind of put it that way a little more. And then what I'll do is, once we're kind of on track, I'll add in another maneuver node and we'll get it cleaned up. So that node actually happens in 4 hours. Burn time will be about 28 seconds. I'm worried that in screwing around with the part persistence file, it may have thrown off my center of thrust, but it may just be completely wrong back in the base. I may just not have that straight through center of mass anyway, so that may be my fault, not anything to do with me mucking around in the persistence file. So we'll come back to this. So here's our high orbit science. And actually, we can switch over to that for a second. Let's send some orbital science home, shall we? Now this thing should have a grav and a thermostat on it. There they are. Oh, please tell me I remember to put a... Oh, gosh darn it. I think I forgot to put antennas on them. Oh, log temperature. Okay, can't do that from there. How about grav data? There you are. No comms device. Oh, man. It's not one thing, it's another. All right. So my whole plan of using them as high and low orbit satellites is shot because I forgot to put antennas on them. Oh, bother. Now, the TES-2E should have an antenna on it. So, if I do this from here, let's log gravity data and ship it home. Yep. There's the TES-2E's antenna. And there we go. One piece of our Explorer contract complete. Oh, this has been a series of interesting results, huh? Alright, let's get around to our node. Doesn't hurt to put the satellites up anyway. Just kind of feel like an idiot for not having a antenna on them. Their primary purpose is to refuel the TES-2E though, so I just figured I'd kill two birds with one stone and be able to have the satellites pick up the over-under contracts. What I think I'll do is I'm gonna burn until I get a negative periapsis, dump this thing, get out of the way of it, and then we'll use the ions to correct our orbit. So let me bring that in. There we go. That gets rid of that. Stop it. Get rid of you. Kill our maneuver node. Driving from the wrong point, apparently. Let's control from there. Yep. Flip over. Let's bring our solar panels back out so I don't end up with an issue. There, that should work. Alright, so we've got a 1922, we're good there. Our engine, which is brought us here is somewhere around here, and that should detonate itself here shortly. Alright. Now, we're going to want to land this thing on Ike. Are we on the light side? Yep, close enough. What's our timings looking like? No, we got plenty of time for a bunch of things. So, let's bring in the solar panels so we don't accidentally smash them off. Let's undock. And switch over to here for a second. Low orbit refueler. Station, okay. Put your solar panels back out. No, not you. There we go. What kind of power are we looking at? Alright, you got plenty for the moment. Let's turn on SAS, please. Thank you. Alright. Let's get away from that. There we go. Let's put out our solar panels. Now, let's land. I forget what the average surface on Ike is. Grav here is pretty low, if I remember right. What's our grav look like? This way, thank you. Toggle the display. 0.83, I think it'll end up at about 2. Yeah, we should be alright. Turn the display back off, thank you. Alright, well, let's see, let's bring our engines up a little bit. Let's bring ourselves into a bit of a skim. Huh. Looks like I'm going right over some peaks over there. You know what? I like landing right here. We'll just do a controlled burn here. Check our surface speed. We want to do that. Of course, I touched the contract thing, so I'm stalled and lagging again. Oh yeah, that's always fun. There we go. Alright, leave you up. Now, looking at our altitude versus our, terrain altitude versus altitude, it looks like we'll be landing, let's see, 1836, 19.6, about 1,300 meters off MSL. There goes our chemical launch, or chemical rocket. Okay, so we basically killed our horizontal speed, and now we're coming in like a brick. We will be suicide burning in 8,000 meters, which will be about 6,000 over terrain. And so now we wait. And we're about to start up our suicide burn there. Whoop. I caught it a hair late, but I think we'll be alright. Nice shot of Duna in the background. Yeah, it looks like we're good on our suicide burn. It adjusted. I'm going to turn off stability assist here. Turn on fine controls. Well, not stability assist, but I was trying to get it to aim retrograde, and it just wasn't doing what I was trying to get it to do. Okay, we're coming in nice. I'm gonna bring my thrust down a hair. Get it under 5 meters per second, and then we'll just hold at that. There we go. And we're on Ike. How do you like that? Welcome to Ike, ladies and gentlemen. TES-2E has landed. Well, let's log some temperature from Ike's lowlands. We have successfully explored Ike. There we go. So the TES-2E is down and ready to go do some work on Ike as necessary. Excellent. So let's head over to the sword again, and let's go get rid of those extra parts. Control from there. Turn on SAS. Alright, so RCS on. We're going to go backwards and drop this into the atmosphere somewhere and just get rid of it. This is one of those, it was a nice idea, but not really worth, it wasn't really worth bringing along. It's a shame, but, you know, this is how you learn. I like experimenting, trying new things. Doesn't hurt to give it a go every now and then. The reason I'm controlling it like this instead of actually turning around and using the engines is because my center of mass is completely thrown off right now. It's horrid. So I'm not even going to attempt. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to burn off a bunch of my RCS. I'm going to dump these off. Then I'm going to turn around and redock with the sword to get a refuel. And then we'll go send the Hawk 2 off to do some more work. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, just get myself in a somewhat decent position here. There we go. There. That at least gets me generally in the right direction. Alright, let's control from there. Let's get my nav ball out of the way. Let's set you as target. Let's kill that. Let's add you in. Put you back where I like you. There we go. Alright, that gets rid of all this crap. Let's see, what's our part count now? 122. 60 of them are the Hawk. Let's close this up. Let's shut that off. Let's get you re-tanked up. Alright, so we've got the Hawk 2 refueled. Got a bunch of temperature readings out there, but I don't want to go near that yet. What I want to do is I want to chase this. I want to chase this called bio-orbit, which I don't think we're really close to right now. That's the Hawk 1. Waiting for it to burn. That's early visitor. Where the heck are we? Oh, there we are. Okay, so I kind of missed my point there. Let's see. Come here. So, if I'm going to chase that, I'm going to want to start around here-ish. So, why can't I put in maneuver node? Come on, really? What the heck? What is it with me and maneuver nodes lately? I can't seem to attach them to half the things I want to do. Alright, maybe it's because I'm controlling from the wrong point? Let's try this. Seriously, I can't add in a maneuver node? Fine. Apoapsis, periapsis. 42 minus 19 is 3323, so 23-minute orbit. Or 23-minute half orbit. Getting there in 19. Figure I'll need about, let's go for 14 minutes. Let's see, what else do I gotta do? The Ike is good. We're doing our satellites. The sword is hanging out. We've dumped our probes. I'm missing antennas on my 2 satellites. The shield is in place as a rescue craft. It's currently circling Ike. Boots is just a refueling craft. It'll be here soon enough. And eventually the helm gets here with our wolves for some landing party fun. Yeah, it's just really cleaning up the satellites out here, so we'll just do that. Off we go. Oh, well. Probably could have picked up some of those pieces for temperature checks for the ones that are high enough, but oh well. So be it. Alright, pulling in. Shut you down. How are we looking? Where are we? Okay, there we go. Still can't set a maneuver node. How about now? Now I can. Alright, add a maneuver. It needs to be back here a bit more. Yeah. Alright, now. This is going to be interesting. I need to go that way. So we brake hard. And we turn the heck... No, wait. I think I want to go this way. Yeah, that looks more accurate. This is going to be... Wow, look at this Delta V expenditure. Okay, that's no good. That's no joy at all. Alright, I'll be better off shooting myself down and reversing down here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to add a maneuver. And I'm going to expand our orbit tremendously in this general direction. Look at that. What a mess. There is no good way to do this. Let me think about this for a second. Alright, so the Kolnaya orbit requirement needs to have a GU and a mat bay on it. So it's definitely going to take a Hawk. I can't just screw around with one of the other ships. So it definitely needs one of my science probes to go after it. Alright. I don't know of a good way to do this. There's just no good way to really get at it. I might be able to bring in the Hawk 1 for this a lot cleaner from way out here. And then I will be being able to do it with the Hawk 2 that's in tight. Because the Hawk 1's already going to do a reversal out there. Now, one of the other things I'm going to have to keep in mind is I may have to go use one of the Wolves to go rendezvous with the Hawk to refuel it at this point. I'm afraid the Hawk 1 cleaning up these satellites may actually not end well. Starting to wish that in my cargo bay I had brought 4 satellites for completing these things rather than trusting to use the Hawks for it. But I really wanted to bring the probes. Oh well, live and learn. Alright, so in the meanwhile, take out ambient lighting. Let's see. We do have a pair of atmospheric tests we need to do down here in Duna. Those atmospheric tests, let's see, that's temp scan. Alright, so below 12.4 and below 11.8 for those two. So I think what we'll do is we'll go take the Hawk in for a trial run in Atmo. I need to bleed off about 120 to 130 meters per second from orbit. There, that should give me a... Yep, that should bring me in generally close to that. So here we go. We're going to test the Hawks on a flight in Duna Atma. Looks like I'm going to overshoot a bit. Or a lot. Let's get ourselves aimed down, shall we? Now, we're in Atmo. There it goes. So I'm going to turn on RCS. I'm going to brake us a bit. Just burning off some of this speed. Hopefully I'll be able to not bypass where I'm trying to get to. There, that's got me closer anyway. I'm still gonna blow past it. I'm gonna have to fly back for it. So I think we'll aim for that one first, and then we'll fly back towards this one. I'm not gonna catch any actual atmosphere until I get down lower, but I'm hoping this will at least help a little bit. I can hear a bit of wind going by, but we're certainly not catching any air yet. Oh dear. Right about now, electric propellers sound like a really good idea. Alright, we've just gone into atmosphere proper. There we go. Okay, we're starting to pick up a bit. It's tough pulling off prograde still. So I got way too much speed going on. Alright, we've negated our vertical drop speed. If I can, I want to try and stay up in the 8 to 9K area. And the reason for that is to hopefully make it easier to get back up into space, but we'll see if that works out. I might be too high up for proper wind control here, for proper aerodynamic control here. Let me get the engines going a hair. Whoa, she's trying to flat spin on me. I'm way too far off prograde, okay. Come on, turn, dang it. Yeah, I'm basically circling it. And I can't quite get in. Okay, we're gonna have to drop altitude, I think. So I can catch more of this air and actually get this plane under control. There we go. I think we're finally... Yep, there we go. Alright. No, not the gear bay. Come on. Thank you. Sure, send that home. No comm devices. Again, no comm devices? Oh, jeez. Alright, map. We're gonna aim for that. Okay, so that way... Need a little bit of thrust here. I'm gonna try and go real light on my throttle here. Bring it down to 0.9, 0.69 should be alright. I'm working off my thrust to weight here and my atmospheric efficiency. I don't want to get too greedy with things. So we're coming up on our Ionic Cianzur's trial here. I've used up a decent amount of DV just keeping myself afloat. As you can see, I'm angled pretty oddly. Just trying to keep myself on target and killing off a little bit of my vertical speed loss. Okay, we just got into range. So we're going to hang on to that. Keep data. Alright. Now we've got to turn ourselves 90 to try and get back into orbit. I'm heading, actually, it'd be better to go this way. Now, in theory, a drop to Atmo and then a takeoff again might be the best bet I have to get towards the Kolnaya orbit that I was having trouble with. I'm going to use a little bit of gas here, just trying to get myself turned around. There we go. Alright, let's steady off. Let's bring ourselves up to about 30 degrees. Let's bring our throttle up to half. Alright, this is going to be tight. Okay, that's orbit. Or at least that's in space. I'm going to let this float for a bit. Get up in a thinner atmo where my engines will be more powerful. Or at least fighting less drag. Hopefully our lift can carry us. Doesn't look like I lost too much speed coming up to orbit. Looks like I lost about 60 delta V, or 60 meters per second. I'm going to give myself a little bit of a boost here, going towards horizon. Alright, now let's take a look at something. To get orbital... it's going to take me just too much. 216, I got 187. I just don't have quite enough. I need about, let's see, 67 delta V more, just from the math. All right. All right, we are now in space. Let's see what I can do with it. Yep. I'm just that little bit shy. We're out of fuel. Needed just a squidge more. Almost made it. Alright, so the Hawk 2 is dead weight. We'll be landing in the dark, so let's go see how well I can land it. I'll bring you guys back in a minute. So in retrospect, when I came in to do these atmospheric scans, when I missed that first one, I should have just flown right past it, hit the second one, picked it off, and went back to orbit, and basically done dip dives to pick them off. Because I screwed up. So, but I did complete the atmospheric scans on Duna mission, so there's a little bit of fundage for me. Whoa. I've got it sped up at 4x right now. Got the gear out, got the lights on. Just waiting to come in. What was this? Hang on a second. Are we coming around on some targets? I don't think I'm gonna make it to him. Nah. Nah, I'm gonna bleed off too much speed. Oh well, nice idea. Alright, so I'm supposed to measure the temperature on the surface at Site 1EL over there. And out of sheer curiosity to see if I can make it, I'm gonna try and glide over to it. I doubt it. But hey, at least it gives me something to do while I'm bringing this thing in. So I managed to get roughly stabilized here at about 10K. I'm trying to get the ship turned around so we can get towards that target over there. Not the easiest bird to control, I have to admit. I don't want to dive too deep into the atmosphere because I don't want to lose too much speed or I'll never get towards the target, which is still 88 kilometers away. At the same time, without any atmospheric grip, I can't turn and I'll just overshoot the thing, so it's kind of a catch-22. I'm really hauling hard on this thing, trying to get it to turn. I'm still got a decent amount of speed. I still got 300 meters per second going. So I should be alright, as long as I can control this in a reasonable fashion. Braking is going to be interesting. As I said, I had planned to use RCS for brake. I burned off all of it. Don't think I got a spare tank. I don't. I have no idea what the terrain over there looks like. So this may be a fruitless endeavor anyway. I'm not sure when I should start doing my dive approach here. We're gonna figure that out as we go. Looks like terrain is 4K under me. So it looks like I'll be landing at about 4,000 meters. I'm not sure. That looks like there's a small rise out there. I'm not too sure. Let's bring up the ambient a bit for you guys. What would suck would be to land short, because I've got no way of driving this thing around. Okay, I'm coming up at 24 kilometers here. Let's kill off some of that downward velocity. Now, I'm not sure what range I'm going to have to be to it. My guess is I'll have to be within, say, 2 or 3 kilometers of the target. I'm starting to slow down pretty significantly here. All right, let's dive down and get the Atmo to eat some of this speed off. Yeah, that's a nasty looking little landing area over there. Let's see. We've got a ridge here in the way. We're going to be landing on an uphill slope. And if we miss, we're going off the edge of that hill. Oof. Nasty. Okay, we're coming in just over terrain here. Okay, gotta come down a little more. There we go. Oh, I came down way too low. Come on. Pull up for me. There we go. Yeah, I gotta get over this little rise. Oh, it's down in a basin. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get to it. Yeah, no, I'd need some serious RCS controls here to be able to get to that. And it's 4,500 meters for those curious. Okay, come on, pull up. I don't want to land here yet. Okay, let's pull up. And let's see if we can't turn around. Yeah, that looks like a decent flat spot where I should be able to run up on it. And hopefully drive around in the basin. Let's see. I want to... Come on, give me that. Steering's good. All right, we're good there. Come on. No, 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 no. There you are. Come on. Sheesh. This thing is a tough plane to control. I know, I'm pulling it way off prograde. It's part of the problem. Trying to make drastic maneuvers like I'm on curb and Atmo. Come on, a little more. A little more. There. Pull up, pull up, pull up. Pull up. Thank you. Gear down. All right, brakes on. Ooh! Oh, that just freaked me out. What did we lose? Thruster block, photovoltaic. Oh, no, I just busted the probe core. Never mind. Enjoy the explosion. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the flight of the Hawk 2. I think I'll end this episode of the agency here, guys. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.